Where's everybody? This is Discount Scrubby here, and I'm gonna be talking about stuff, just like a gameplay commentary type thing. Hold on. I'm gonna be doing this new gameplay commentary type thing now, so get used to that. It's not gonna be all my videos, but whenever I want to talk about stuff like movies and stuff, I'm gonna start doing like gameplay, kind of like Scrubby, except for on a way smaller level. Um, but anyway, today we're gonna be talking about Freaky, the new movie coming out. It's starring Catherine Newton, the guy from the Muppets. Um I can't remember his name, but anyway, um, and basically the guy from the Muppets is supposed to be playing a serial killer. Catherine Newton's going to be playing as like a loser type kid, which I don't understand. She's like, oof. Yes, you're gonna hear me basically complimenting Catherine Newton a lot. All right, a lot in this because I'm a huge fan. The only reason I am going to go, or it's maybe not the only reason, because I just want to get out of the house and watch movies again. Because it was almost every Sunday, me and my family went to go see movies that kind of sounded interesting. And yeah, it's been forever since, so that's another reason. But I mainly want to go see it because Catherine Newton's going to be in the movie. And yeah. So basically, this is going to be. Hold on. Alright, sorry guys. So anyway, this is going to be a prediction on how the movie I think will go. I can't promise I'm going to be right. Obviously, the movie is coming out Friday the 13th, which I think is next Friday. So I'm really excited for that. And then after the movie comes out, I'm going to do a spoiler-free review of said Freaky movie. Um, because I don't think it would make much sense, like, to make a prediction and then not talk about if whether I was wrong or not. That would make no sense. So if I remember, I'll definitely make a Freaky review saying whether or not I was right, if it was going to be good or not. I can't promise that my opinion will be the same as everyone else's, because for frick's sake, my top favorite movies are Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad, and you know how those went in the box office. But anyway, how I think Freaky will go is, I don't know, it's hard. I think, in my opinion, like, when I go to see the movie, I will think it's good. But I think it'll be 50, or close to 50-50 between people. Um, I just think that people are going to rip this movie apart, man. Because that's all that's really been happening in the world, is that people are just ripping apart good movies. Except for the Sonic movie and Invisible Man. Other than that, people have been ripping games, movies, videos apart. It's just like, we have enough hate in the world. Stop. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely think that it will flop a little bit. Maybe not to the point where it's like Batman versus Superman level, but it will flop. I just feel like people are gonna rip this movie apart, tear it to shreds, but then there's gonna be a lot of percentage of people who say this movie's good, because a lot of Catherine Newton's movies actually do well. Like Supernatural, when she was on the show, which still disappointed. We had 2 seasons without a Claire scene. I was expecting this episode to have Claire in it just because it was like a whole rodeo type thing. Like, everyone's here, but really, no, not everyone was there. So it's basically like UCN, but for Supernatural. But anyway, I digress. Po- um, Paranormal Activity did absolute, like, at the time Paranormal Activity really was starting to flop. By the third movie, I think people started to be like, okay, now it's just getting bad. So that's the only reason that I think the fourth one flopped. The fourth one is my favorite Paranormal Activity movie out of all of them, and just because, well, Catherine Newton. And also, it's really the only one that I really saw. The first one, I think I saw a long time ago. I don't know, back when I was like 8, maybe? Maybe not 8. No, definitely not 8. But like, I don't know, 4 maybe? I don't know. But, then we had, The Society, which, oh my god. A lot of people are so mad that The Society isn't continuing. I'm pissed. Because they went one whole season without any casualties or any of that. But as soon as I started watching the show, that's when it decides that, oh, there's going to be a problem. Like, come on, man. That's a joke, man. Anyway, I'm going to... Well, this is not the end, but... I digressed from that situation. I'm a little bit pissed that we're not getting any more The Society. Or maybe we will. Maybe in the future, they'll decide, oh, just kidding, we were busting your balls, and season 2 is coming out at this point in time. Because, like, it was overwhelmingly highly rated. Some characters I just hated, and it was hard to watch the show because of said characters. But mainly, the show is good, man. And it really sucks we're not going to get any more of that. But anyway. Pokemon. Pokemon did well. A lot of people were like, oh, it's going to flop. It's going to flop because it's a video game. It did really well. I loved it. Alright. I'm a little bit pissed that we didn't get a Mudkip scene. Because if you guys don't know, I absolutely love Mudkip. I have a whole freaking episode dedicated to Mudkip for the plush series. But anyway, let's get back to Freaky. So, Freaky follows... I can't remember her name. Does it start with an A? I think it does. We're just going to name her Allie, because that's the name that I'm pulling out the top of my head. So we follow a girl named Allie, who is apparently a loser, which, again, don't understand how Catherine Newton is a loser. I guess anybody can be a loser, really, but I digress. It follows her, just a high school... Shoot, I got something in my eye. Sorry, It follows Catherine Newton, aka Allie, which, again, don't know if that's her name. And she's like a high school character. And I think this is the first high school thing that doesn't involve the cool guy or the classic, oh, new kid goes to this new school and does, or and changes the school forever. It's not like that. It's actually pretty different. We follow an actual nerd, which usually the nerds are like a side character. You know, like, oh, the classic nerdy friend who gets picked on a lot, and then the new kid swoops in and is like, "Hey, don't do that, you, you simp." You know, that always happens, and it's just like, finally, we're getting a nerd story. Like, besides like Spider-Man and like superhero movies, the nerds always are second base or second place, and it's about time we get a nerd to play, not to play a nerd main character, because it's always like the classic, oh look, it's the nerd character, that means she or he is a side character. Not in this movie. It's actually I'm really happy that they make the nerd the main character. But the thing is that they make the nerd the main character, but the one time that they actually do that, they actually make, oh my god, fuck. Sorry. That just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Um, anyway, they make the main character hot, which is, that's just like, come on. Can't we just have like a nerd look like the classic nerds? Like, I'm happy that Catherine Newton's in the movie. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be going to go see this movie. Or maybe I would. I don't know. But anyway, um, then the second, or no, wait, can there be a second main character? I don't know. Anyway, then it also follows this middle-aged guy who is a serial killer. All right. We don't have news on how this happens yet, but they switch bodies. So, from what I see, the serial killer is going around in Allie's body and just killing people. Because, you know, that's the first thing you think of when you're in a little girl's body, is just to instantly kill. I guess maybe in his eyes it's like a second wind of being able to kill people. And it's like nobody will identify him um, as well as they usually do. So maybe that's one of the plot points, mother crapper. Maybe that's one of the plot points, like, he is only doing this because it's like a second wind for him. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the main thing. Like, why do you even want to be in a middle-aged girl's or a teenager's body? He's going to be like, because it's like a second wind. Nobody's going to ever notice me. And plus, I get to go to juvie and not actual prison. Which, if that's a main plot point, it's cool. I really like it. It makes much sense. But if it's just like, oh, he's a serial killer, and, you know, he does serial killer things, that would also kind of make sense. But also, I just want more depth to the story. Like, why he really, really, really wants to stay in this thing. Also, from the trailer, I should say, we see that they're getting into like fights. And I really love that. I really love like how the serial killer has to act like a teenage girl, so he tries to manipulate Allie's friends. I just think that that was a hilarious scene. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of like the Chucky movies. It's more comedy than horror. But really, this movie doesn't seem that scary. I'm sure there's gonna... I'm sure they're gonna definitely add a little bit of scares in there. But overall, this movie's gonna be funny. I'm not saying that's gonna be bad. Like, a comedy horror movie is, like, definitely gonna be good. We've had a lot of good comedy horror movies back in the day. But, anyway, that was my, predictions. It's gonna flop a little bit. Like, I think it's definitely gonna be, like, 50-50. But it's usually never 50-50. So I think this movie is gonna flop in the box office. Mainly because I gotta admit, the acting is a little bit, cheesy. And it's just like, oh my god, the acting, dude. The acting is so cheesy, man. Which is not a bad thing. If you want to make a cheesy movie, that's pretty good. Alright? You did a good job on trying to make the movie cheesy. But if it wasn't the intention to be, like, cheesy, then, I think it's gonna flop. I think intention needs to be brought more to into the mix for movies, because, like, you don't know if they intentionally make, like, a bad movie. You know what I mean? Nobody ever mentions whether or not they succeeded their goal in making a bad movie. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Suicide Squad? I don't know. They took their movie seriously, and I love the movie. I do gotta admit, there's some cringy parts, like Harley Quinn stripping. The downstairs area, it made me happy, but, like, just watching that scene, and then being very wary that my parents could walk in my room and see what I'm watching, and then I could get yelled at. It's just like, no, please, I was not watching any of that. Even though, I have a huge crush on Harley Quinn, and I made that very apparent to people I care about. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep secrets very well. But anyway, this has gone way too long. It shouldn't be 17 minutes, especially when it's just like, it's just meant to be predictions on how I think the movie's gonna go. How I think it's gonna go, I've said this many times. I think it's gonna flop only a little bit. Maybe just a little tiny dent. I think the movie at first will be bad in other people's eyes, not in my eyes, because almost every movie I've seen so far in theaters has been really awesome. Like, even Charlie's Angels, man, that was a good movie, kind of. A lot of people hate it because, it was a little bit too woke, and even I can admit, you know what, actually, I was wary on going into watching, Charlie's Angels, because I thought that it was going to just be like, oh, just hate all men, kill all men. But no, it wasn't like that at all. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you don't know, I'm playing in my survival world that shows up on my Minecraft episodes. If you can tell, I had a little bit of difference in my area. Here's a little quick glimpse. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. I hope I can upload this before I go to see the Freaky movie. I most likely will, because I wanted to do this for a while. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. And I'm like, what's up? Get me out of the dead, and I know they're fucked. All my texts are ran, and I know she's done. Something, all my friends gone. My friends gone. That was cringy.